Ant, you're king, but we can't hear anything.
Yep, still nothing, Ant. We know you're talking, but we can see your keying.
Dead-ent, dead-ent,
Dead-ent.
dead-ent, dead-ent, dead-ent.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Lions Pride Tavern podcast number 92. Tonight we find out how we did in this weekend's continuing raid of Antorus the Burning Throne. But before all that, happy Father's Day. We're recording on Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. But before all that, yes, definitely. But before all that, let's start off with some introductions. I'm your host, Stafford. I play a Dwarven Beastmaster Hunter in the awesome game World of Warcraft. Next up, we have Dizzy.
Hi, I'm Dizzy, a human Beastmaster Hunter.
And Lorelei.
Hello, it's Lorelei, your arms/fury warrior.
You still haven't made up your mind yet.
Nope.
And up north, we have Epistle.
Hey, I'm Epistle. I play a Draenei/protection/paladin.
And Ant.
Hi, I'm Ant, your Night Elf Mistweaver Monk.
Hey, just so you know, I want you to know, I just watched Ant-Man. Don't think it has anything to do with you though, but it was pretty good.
We need a wasp in our right now.
Mm-hmm.
Challenge accepted.
Nice. Love the tune.
There you
Fast.
go, I like it.
Yeah, he was talking about playing a warlock for next expansion.
95% on that.
Yeah.
Now you got a name for it.
If it's not already taken. So it's Ant-Man and what, Wasp Girl?
Nope, just Wasp. The Wasp, yep.
But it's Ant-Man.
Wait, there's an
Well,
Ant-Man
you know,
and a
it's
Spider-Man?
DC.
Ant-Man is not DC,
But
it's Marvel.
we have Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman.
Right, but that's DC.
Right. And that's all we're going to get from DC.
And I must say, I got to be totally honest, the original Wonder Woman TV series was by far better.
Yeah, because it was so campy and great.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely 80s.
I loved it. But of course, that was, my peak television watching time.
You guys are making me feel very young.
Yeah, isn't it a nice
Keep up the good
sensation?
work.
How is everybody this week?
Good. I'm on vacation. Yay for me.
I'm almost good. I'm not there yet, but very close.
I was good, but it's my last day of vacation.
Ooh.
Go back to work in the morning.
What's
Yeah,
vacation?
There you go.
right? Some of us work for a living. Now, Lorelei and Epistle, how many... Lorelei, you get 3 months off, right? Because of school. Epistle, do you get the same type of time off?
2 for summer.
Just 2.
Yeah.
So your school's system's a little longer in length, or do you take more holidays, eh?
Haven't really compared. I saw that one. I haven't really compared with Lorelei sort of our vacations during the year, but we do get a couple of sort of 3 or 4 day breaks around Remembrance Day, and then we do get a week-long spring break, and then there's another 3 or 4 day break during the year. So it's a little more laid back, I suppose.
Okay. And so, but is it a little longer school year, being that you
Yeah,
only get 2 months off?
I guess if you calculate it by teaching days, you could tell, and I don't have the numbers offhand.
Is that
we do-
EOS? It's normally like 180 teaching days?
It could be. Well,
Yeah.
we also have 2 weeks off for Christmas too, which is nice.
Yeah, we
Oh.
don't always quite. Well, at least I don't get quite 2 weeks off anymore.
For Christmas?
Yep. Because we're
Yeah,
all
you-
about professional development days.
Yay!
Oh, yeah, no,
Yay.
I know that.
I got a lot of
Christmas.
work done during Christmas break.
Well, see, kids have 180 days. Teachers have 200.
Right.
We have a lot of days that we come in that they don't.
But that's why you get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, the big bucks. Okay.
We won't go there. I wish you really did. I wish all teachers did because, you guys are not glorified babysitters. You are the youth mentors. I think my kid would, anyway. He definitely wouldn't be the tank he is today without school.
How could you
Yes,
read for
and they
boss
need
fights?
to know
Yeah.
teachers play WoW.
That's right. There's a lot of people. So I had this.
There's a lot of teachers I work with that play MMO games of some kind.
Well, I totally get it. You got to go out and kill something after being with 30 students.
Oh, that's what my
right?
friends say. It's like, what are you killing today?
My dad was a teacher, so I get it.
It'd be a real problem if you started to think of, mob bosses as a specific student. That would be bad.
So
As long as you never admit it.
I'm talking about a friend I knew who did that once.
So I had this meeting at the hotel and I had to do training. And I had, 30, 35 people. And I told my engineer, I said, I'm going to call you up to the front. And I said, I want you, as you're walking up there, just say, I'm a teepee, I'm a wigwam, I'm a teepee, I'm a wigwam. This is a WoW joke, right? And I want you to mutter it loud enough that people can hear it, but not too loud. And then I'd get up there and I'd say, relax, man, you're too tense.
Aw.
Right? Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
dad joke
that's a
for
WoW
Father's
joke,
Day.
yes.
Yeah.
So out of the back of the room, I hear, for the Horde!
Oh, there's
Ah.
always somebody.
Always. I didn't think anybody would get that joke other than the fact that it was like, oh yeah, that wigwam and a teepee, that is too tense, understanding that, but somebody knew where it came from.
Yeah.
So yeah, happy Father's Day to all you fathers.
Yep.
I think all 3, 4 of us. Ant, I don't know, are you a father?
I
Or
am not.
Do I want to
Not
ask
that he knows
question?
of.
Ooh.
So
I
yeah, the
don't
majority
know.
of us. You don't know.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe. Yeah.
That's not the right answer, Ant.
Yeah. No, that's
You
not
should
the
figure
right
that out.
answer. Too funny. Too funny. So, anybody do anything really exciting this weekend?
Saw The Incredibles.
How'd you like it?
It was really good.
Better than the first, or comparable?
I'm comparable with maybe a little nudge toward better.
I'm
That's
going to
promising.
that tomorrow night with my daughter.
Yeah, I should take mine too. It's just
She'll love it.
I love the first one. And I think I'm the only one that did, but
I still drag the first one out, usually around New Year's, and we watch it.
yeah.
Nice. My kids were wondering what took them so long to do a second one.
If you look at the credits and the 8 million people that are getting credited for this movie, you can see why.
Plus, the director did how many movies in between?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Disney, so.
Yeah, and most of the people that were doing voiceovers were already on other TV shows.
Yeah, now it is the same voiceover actors, right? And actresses? Yep. That's cool. The storyline's comparable, or is it?
It picks up it picks up at the end, right at the end where the first one's left off.
Oh, very cool.
With the mole dude?
Yeah, Mole Dude's in
The
it.
Underminer.
The
Underminer.
Underminer.
The mole dude.
I couldn't remember. It's been a while. I don't see it every year like Lorelai. But I could quote all the lines from Princess Bride if you want.
Oh, another good one.
Inconceivable.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Yes. My name is Amigo Nantoya. So let's just start right off. Dizzy, take it away.
All right. This weekend, instead of bashing our heads against Argus for the third weekend in a row, we decided to go back into a full raid clear of everything. Friday night, Epistle was not there, sadly, so Donna stepped up and was tanking along with Jirag.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, it was good. And so we had one pull on Guidotti, which was fairly smooth, working out a little bit of tank issues with having a backup tank come in. And then we had one pull on the Hounds. Nobody got the mount. One pull on ENR the Lifebinder. 2 pulls on Portal Keeper because mistakes were made and we just had to rebalance a little bit between up and down. 1 pull on Antorus High Command, and if I'm not mistaken, it was our best pull ever.
Yes.
1 pull on Eminar, and then 2 pulls on Kingaroth before the end of raid. Saturday night, Pistol came back, and we had 4 pulls on Kingaroth, and I stopped counting pulls on Varamathras, and that's where we finished out the night.
Yeah, not our greatest moment.
6.
Or moments.
Ouch. They were all incredibly painful.
Yes. We got close.
We did.
But-
Those were the most painful because you're like 6 minutes into the fight, like, oh.
Yeah,
No.
I was the cause of wipe number 3, which was our best out of all 6.
Our best wipe.
It was looking good up
Yes.
to a certain point. It was looking fantastic to that certain point.
But now I need to explain why.
Uh-huh.
Here we go.
So, Jobui made this fantastic add-on for WeakOrs, and it blows a horn and flashes stuff on the screen, and you're supposed to move out. I never got that. And I don't know that I have the DBM one turned on, so I didn't even know I had it until people were yelling at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, some of us just watch the bars and see that, oh, it's about to happen. Did I get it? No, I didn't get it. All right, I'm still good.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. I had no clue, because what DBM does is it announces when somebody has it, but it doesn't announce. It did not announce myself, so I don't know if it's turned on. I never did look, but I did go into WeakOrs going, now I know I have WeakOrs, and I went in, I looked, because he had that issue where they changed stuff to go from aura to a debuff or buff to debuff or something like that. It split it, so I thought, well, maybe that's the issue. So I went and looked, and I was like, God, I don't know a lot about it, but I knew enough to go, I don't see that why this wouldn't work. So I said, fine, I'll just do it again. The next 3 times I got it, it went off. So it never loaded.
Oh.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
So what you're saying is it's your fault.
Yes, I did say that. It's my fault, with an explanation.
So it's still your fault.
Yes, well, it's always the hunter's fault. The hunter.
Well, there was a time that it would be hard to say it was the hunter's fault, but I had something glitchy going on. I had 3 or 4 really large lag spikes just come out of nowhere, and one was at the end of a wipe had happened, and then as I was getting ready to set up for the next one, and we did fine without it, but something really peculiar going on there, so that people were seeing me run in place, I was seeing other people run in place. Always a bad sign.
I thought that was funny because Jirag is like, oh no, oh, okay, let's see what's going to happen
I'm like,
now.
what is going on?
Yeah,
Well,
he
and
was
he
seeing
was
you rebound.
yeah, well, and he was also repositioning. He said, so we're really out of position, which is weird because from my screen, I was exactly standing in the spot I always did. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, well, that's part of playing MMOs with everybody across the United States, which is awesome technology, by the way.
And in Canada too.
Yeah, and you guys up there.
Just
yeah,
saying.
we have what? We have 3 players?
3 at least.
Well, I mean, depending on who in your family plays with us at the time, but different families. I know of Donna and you, but is there anybody else that is from Canada?
I thought there was somebody
Yep,
else.
we got one of our regular raiders who does.
I thought so. I thought there was one more.
It's not Spicy and his wife, is it?
No, they're from Iowa, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I get confused because my gaming group, we definitely have a gal from Canada because she's got the whole. I mean, Epistle. Like I said, when I came up to visit you that one time, I was waiting for you to say A, just waiting and waiting, and you didn't disappoint me. You said it once, and
I'm the consummate host. That I just did it to make you happy.
but I never told you to do it. I mean, I never even hinted at it. I just wanted to. I was just paying attention very closely, and it just slipped.
Well, people come up here. They want to see West Edmonton Mall. They want to do something on the River Valley, and they want to hear us say A. It's just it's a thing.
It's a thing. Huh? So, but she is, wow, true Canadian. She uses all of those slurs and slangs, and yeah, it is just, I giggle every time
You mean she talks normally?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I'm an outlier. I try to speak like, the mush in the middle like everybody is now.
So, yeah, but I do believe we have at least one more family group that is from Canada. So, but still, I mean, the technology is amazing that we can do this, and a lot of us have never even met before. I have tried to run Dizzy over in my car, but
3 times.
One day you'll get it right.
I know, right? One day I'll get it. Well, sometimes he shows up to work earlier. That, and I have my own vehicle at work now, so I don't have to drive my wife to work. So I don't get to see him as often.
I was going to take your parking space.
Yeah.
No, she's never tried to run me over. She always threatens to break things at work, though, to give me more work to do.
Nice. Well, if anybody can break something, my wife can.
Actually, she's really good about not breaking things.
Yeah.
There's a couple of our coworkers, however, that I have job security. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, people that what's this little button do here? The reset.
What's
button.
this email? Do I need System 32? Can I delete that?
So my best computer story is this was Windows, DOS Windows. The very first, I guess, no, not DOS Windows.
3.1?
Yeah, 3.1, yeah. I deleted the Windows directory to see if I could do it. And it didn't work anymore. Now, you can't do it now. You can go in and you can try. But it won't do it. So, yeah, then I had to, that's how I got into computers, because after that I ruined my brand new computer. It was a Packard Bell. Yeah. I don't even think they make computers anymore. Bought it from J.C. Penney's.
Ooh.
But that's how I learned how to fix computers, because I didn't even have it 2 days, and I'd already screwed it up. But that was me. Even when I was little, I was taking apart all my alarm clocks, and ended up with extra pieces. I don't get it. So, all right, guys. So the Varamathras, yeah.
It wasn't pretty. Not at all.
Where do you think we went wrong there?
We haven't, and I'm not going to ever use this as a real excuse, but we haven't done those fights in a long time. And I think people have completely forgotten what to do.
You bounce back and forth between 2 points, and you move out when you get something.
I know, I've told
tough.
you I love that fight because it's the easiest fight in the whole thing.
Right.
But,
yeah,
everything
goes,
left
right?
and right, sometimes left and right can be hard.
Go ahead.
Can I reveal a little bit of tank chat as we went in there, though?
Sure.
Darg was texting me, and I was responding in kind with, "Oh dear God, not Varamathras again."
I know the tanks don't like that fight.
It is a bear, right? Because we don't move. Everything's about perfect timing. And so, I think for the most part, we're fine. There's one time, though, one of the first pulls, I didn't get a warning to taunt, and he went down, and that was a fight over. Another time, it looked like, and that might have been the time with the lag, we weren't positioned properly, and bang, that was the end of that. So just one bit off, and that's it. And so anybody, right, say randomly, let's pick a DPS, a hunter out of position, and bang, we're done, right? So it's it happens, some random DPS standing in the wrong place, and foosh, that's it. The whole fight's over.
Or a hunter that runs back in too early and gives everybody the debuff.
No, nobody does that. Nobody does that.
I said a hunter.
Well, maybe if there were this increasingly hypothetical hunter was actually wanting payback for always getting killed by flame that people have been deliberately putting on him, I could see that being payback.
And they did it again.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We didn't do that. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about hypothetical.
I
right?
did it.
Yeah.
I did.
I killed him a couple of times.
Twice, yes.
I didn't mean to do it on purpose, but
I think we need to fill people in on this because they may not know what we're talking about here. There's ads on the way into Veramathras just before you jump down. One of them gets a this sort of flames debuff, and it's a disease you don't want to pass to anybody, right? It's one of the whoever you touch is probably going to die. And we've kind of got this running joke of whoever gets it has to go run to Stafford.
God. Well, and Tap started that.
Yeah. Well, I
didn't
think she
start
started
it
by
deliberately.
Yeah, by running off, going and you just happened to be in the way.
Yeah, or just standing next to me. So I started moving to the other side of the hallway to get away from Tap, and next thing I know, she's on that side again. I'm like,
on the plus side, this is good practice for people to use their sense of raid awareness, where they are, where other people are, and how to use their speed boosts to get to them as quickly as possible.
It also teaches people how to use their focus.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was bad when we were always trying to use that sheep one to get JobUi, because he's a mage, and that's just funny right there. I don't care who you are, to sheep a mage. But I get that. But why? I don't get running to Stafford with the flame and killing me.
honestly, I was just running for a space. I didn't even see who was there. I just turned and ran because I don't usually get it. But I think we were short on people. So it came up on one of the melee, and I was just like, what do I do now? I guess I'll turn and run to the back of the room. I didn't know you were standing there. I'm like, okay, get out of my way. I'm just gonna run.
I was just trying to sacrifice you before a fight so that way you could stay alive during the fight.
Yeah, so when did it become sacrifice Stafford to the gods to
because we kill a boss when we do that?
That was back in Tomb sometime?
Way back.
If you remember, the only time we have got Antorus down was when I stayed alive.
And we won't even talk about that fight anymore because we can't get it down anymore.
What, Stafford, I've never run this to you ever. You just need to know. I am totally innocent and blameless in this.
Well, I get it. Hunters are notoriously, misdirecting to the tanks. So I'd get it if you did.
Tanks? We misdirect to the healers.
Oh, healers.
Whoa,
right.
whoa.
You didn't know what that meant?
You didn't get the memo?
Well, it doesn't matter with the insane threat that tanks have nowadays.
Trash if the tank is not paying attention.
Yes.
Or doesn't have an Uber shield or something like that.
Well, I do know that during Veramathras, I think it was our second or third poll, you should have heard the language coming out of my son's room.
I'll bet.
He was not happy. He's like, I don't like this fight.
I've heard that in text form over many weeks. Now, Stafford, I'm surprised you haven't asked me, why have I never run this to you?
Why?
Tanks don't get it.
Unless
that's
the
not
DPS
fair.
gives it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I tend to avoid getting it, and I see when people are going to get it, so I avoid it. But you know what? I think if I ever get it, I will share.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Sharing is
You're
caring.
welcome.
Yeah, that's true. You know, if I didn't have you guys as friends, I would have a lot better friends.
Oh,
That's true.
user has left the channel.
Yeah, right. So, was it this week or last week that we had Charity join us?
Uh,
Was that
I
last
think
week?
she sat in a little bit on Friday night, but
Yeah,
she
she
was
just
raiding
came
with
in.
us.
Yeah, she came in on Friday. Yeah, I was very surprised.
I
So
didn't know that.
No.
Yeah, she was in for like 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, Friday
I
she
didn't
was
know
talking
that.
to us. She was on her computer on her bed. I guess she was like propped up and
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she didn't actually join us to play. She just joined in chat. So,
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
well, then I think I heard her talking. Okay.
yeah. Okay. I
I heard
just
somebody, and I thought it was Mrs. Mack had joined us again.
yeah. Sometimes she does that. I saw him on just before we started raiding, and I was gonna send him a text and ask him if he wanted to join us, and then all of a sudden he was like, boop, off. Wow. He saw all of us coming. He's like, I'm not going to those guys again. Too funny.
I do want to say that even despite the fact that you said that we pulled Guidotti smooth, I think I have to beg to differ on that one because we almost wiped.
I was just
Oh.
glossing over that. It was, we did it okay.
That's an
And that
easy
we didn't
fight to
wipe.
recover from.
Yeah.
But we did have, because people forgot in that second phase to stack up with the
Yeah.
we had a
circly
lot
things,
of
and they were
circles
starting to
all over the
run
place.
everywhere.
Well, I just know because all I remember is Aqua yelling, "Ant, if we all die, it's your fault," because it was only Colada and I left for
healers.
healing
Yeah, I
because
did
we had
notice,
no reses.
I
And
didn't. Well, now we did. I always have a res, and Thiel had a res, but apparently his key binding was in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
But I never use mine that much. So when I do go to use it, I have to actually click on I need to res, and then find the stupid button on my keyboard, which one I keyed it to, because I never use it that often. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've got those little
That's why you run with the Quillen pets.
the Quillen pets. Yes, that's what they're. I was gonna say the little stone doggies, but
I thought that fight was going to be like really the start of the raid. I was like, oh, great. Here we go. This is not
I
good.
did get worried towards the end,
Mhm.
but
I had
we
no
did it.
mana. I legit had no mana at all.
Mana? What's this mana stuff you're talking about?
yeah. And aren't you a monk? Aren't you just supposed to go up and hit something and it heals it?
If I spec into that, yes, but I don't.
So have you listened to your minute song yet?
I did.
I loved it. I mean, I was going through it. I was like, oh, God, I got to find another healer song. We got to quit changing these stuff. We got to keep the same people so I keep the same music.
I like the new intro.
Yes.
I'm still trying to
that's-
figure out how she got me to do what I do during raid.
Well,
I haven't looked at it yet.
she uses I can't remember what that program's called, but you can look at anybody's tune and make it do whatever you want outside of
Ooh.
WoW. Yeah,
Oh, that could be dangerous.
yeah, it can be. But well, what's it called? There's a guy who used to do that type of thing, and he had a whole series on YouTube. And then he had his whiskey and cigar talk about WoW. I mean, it was just great. But he did a whole series of. They were all Horde side though, but these three guys going to quest for using other bad words. It was hilarious. Wish I could remember his name. Something Elkhorn, something or other. But he had a Christmas song, the whole bit. He's the one that did Rafflemau.
I don't know that one.
Oxhorn. That's what it is. Oxhorn. So do a search on YouTube for Oxhorn, and you'll see all the videos. And he has a Christmas one there. It's absolutely hilarious. He does the song Rafflemau. Oh, absolutely funny. Totally funny.
I liked one of the most.
Oh, that.
overlooked
Okay, I know what
mission
you're
was-
talking about.
There was Chronicles of the Annoying Quest.
I don't think I saw that one.
Oh, it's great. But it follows a warlock and a paladin, and the paladin joined a celibate order to get chicks. And he never understood why everybody laughed at that. It was great.
Well, there's what Randy and
Oh, I love Randy.
Peacecraft.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one was good. I watched that entire season that he did all in one weekend. I just binge watched it. Thought it was so funny. Just to see, because he literally had people coming and spamming into his gameplay that were trying to get into his YouTube channel, funny stuff. Especially when he slapped the one Tauren because he got mad because he was dancing in his face.
And everybody started naming their tunes Randy something.
Yep.
Tauren slapping for the win.
Tauren slapping.
I almost slapped a druid today because they were in their giant owl flight form over the mailbox in Booty Bay.
See, I used to go in and bring, before you could click through, because they changed that, I used to bring my my elephant mount out, my mammoth mount out, and right on top of the mailbox.
You could do that when we played in Northrend, and you could get baby spice, and then I'd go over and I'd baby spice everybody.
So what you're saying is that you're a troll.
Sometimes.
Okay. Just checking.
Troll hunter.
And that's why we misdirect to you.
Yeah. All right. Well, so we did a vote at the end of the raid, and to see if we wanted to do another full clear or if we wanted to continue from where we're at. And it sounds like I think it was Mirma is going to get a lockout, and we're going to go back to Argus. So back to the grind. I hate to say.
It was a nice distraction this weekend, though.
Yeah, and the main reason I did that was because I didn't want to put Donna in that position of having to tank Argus on our progression and, learning that fight and the whole bit. I figured she'd have an easier time with starting from the beginning and moving on. And I thought we did fine. I mean, we got through, 6, 7 bosses?
Yeah, I hope it was a wake-up call for people to realize that maybe they need to hone up on some skills a little bit more.
Yeah, especially with Kingaroth. Or not Kingaroth, Veramathers.
Yeah, Kingrath too.
Well,
Yeah.
we didn't do bad on
I did
Kingaroth.
that quite a bit.
We did only one poll, and we got it down to 36% on Friday. And then Saturday we had, four polls, 3 polls, 4 polls, 3 wipes, 1 kill. So it didn't take us long to recover on that one.
Beam, 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 beam,
Yes.
beam, beam. People were forgetting the beam.
Or getting hit by the hammer.
Yeah, I was amused at, now who was it? I was standing there at one point and I had...
It was me.
Okay, I thought it was you. So I was sitting there going, okay, so now I've talked to the boss is wailing on me with his deadly cleave, and who's that standing by me? Wait a minute, and before I could even say something on vent, I was like, that was Ant. Squished right to the ground beside me.
And I said it too. I was just like, oh God, why'd I do that?
Well, I was going to say, watch out for that. It would have been funny, but I wasn't even fast enough to do that.
Well, I was trying to go and heal you guys up because I think you guys had just hit the balls that come around. So I was trying to heal you up, and I was trying to move because the beam was coming, and I was just like, oh, and then I rolled right into the hammer, like perfect timing.
Yeah, there's another time where the beam was badly placed for us, right? A little bit of bad luck. And I did see a lot of people, not that time, but a lot of people, like 5 or 6 people, all running towards me. Like, this is the death zone you're running to. You're death behind you, but there's death in front of you. And I look to the right, and there's some people there to the right of me. So I'm like, what do I do? I can't move the boss. I can rotate and choose which group gets killed. But, oh well.
Well, on... not the first poll, because the first poll was just, I don't know what we did there. That was just bad. But on the second and third poll, we got them down to 4% and 7%. So we were really close. We just didn't quite have quite have it down. We just changed up our strategy a little bit, if I remember, to where we concentrated all on when the mini bosses came out. We all concentrated one and went to another one. Is that the way we did it, Dizzy? Is that you're the one who actually changed that?
On the, oh, I don't remember changing it, but anyway, on the poll where we got it down, we did the first round of ads normal, the second round of ads we heroed. I think the third round of ads we did normal, and then the fourth round we focused on diamond and then ran over to triangle and got that one because we only needed to get 2 of them to kill the boss.
Right, and
I think that's how it was.
That wasn't you. That was Spiffy that changed that up for us. He's the one that made the mention to concentrate, because if we would have done that, we would have had it down on that third poll.
I don't think we would have on the... Well, maybe. It's hard to say.
Well, the second poll, we got it down to 4%. Third poll, we got it down to 7.
All I know is I got rezzed in the last seconds of, I think, the third poll, and I got rezzed, and I was dead before I could get my pets out.
Yeah.
Yay.
I called for... we were like, should we got a res? Should we get a DPS up? And I was like, yeah. And I looked down, and I saw Dizzy's name, and I was like, get Dizzy up. And then I looked down, and I was like, have you not got Dizzy up yet?
No.
Yeah,
I got rezzed.
They did. And he's dead again.
That was when Durag and I were like trying to attempt to do it, and there was just so much damage
6
going
or
on.
7 orbs going around.
Yeah.
And then 3 or 4 of the mini bosses were still up, and it was bad.
It was not going to happen.
Yeah.
No.
But, we had to use the res. I was already dead, so. And then Veramathras, yes, we didn't get it down, but I think if we would have had a little more time, we were getting really close. We're getting better at it. It's just such a long fight. It really is. I mean, all we're doing is bouncing back and forth and moving in and out, but it's still a long fight.
Unless somebody messes up, and then it's a very short fight.
What are you talking about?
Maybe we just need to remind people that the only time you need to run out is when you have the... I don't remember what it's even called right now.
Necrotic
something.
Yeah.
Necrotic embrace.
Yeah, because I think people were running out with misery. And
I didn't see that. I
thought I saw somebody run out.
I had moved. I was off to the side one time when I got it, and so I saw the arrow. So I moved back into the full view of the pack, and I know you're not supposed to move because one of the melees takes that, but it seemed like they did it just fine. But
yeah, I was going to step. I tried to step in and get it, but people were standing right on the boss's foot. So I said, I'm not going to step in front of the boss to take that. They'll have to get back as fast as they can.
Well, I have to say that every wipe was necrotic embrace. It was just the way it worked. I mean, somebody'd get it, go out, and then come back before it went off. No idea who that was. It definitely wasn't me. I just didn't move.
Yeah, it's just, we just have to maybe practice it a little bit, and then we'll get it.
Well, like I said, I think if we would have had a couple more polls at it, I think we would have got it. So, and then after Veramathras, what do we have left? That would have been going into
Agrimar.
Agrimar,
Yep.
yeah. And we didn't have
CCers.
We didn't have enough CCers that night for
We had, what, 4?
5.
Five.
With no backup or anything, so we were kind of screwed at that point.
Yep.
Well, you could have done Coven.
Yes, we could have. But we haven't done that yet.
Nope.
Except on normal.
Nothing like beating.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I did. So I had, was that Friday? No, that was Saturday. I had to set up group.
That was hilarious.
Oh, is that where Dizzy didn't know where he was supposed to go?
No, that's where Mommy and 5 of the main raiders were off doing a Mythic Plus on another channel. So
Yeah.
Stafford
Weren't
was
even
lost
listening.
in the sauce. It was great.
Yeah. So I got us, and I was like, somebody, I'd never even run there, so I don't even know how to get to the entrance. So, but there were several people that are already there, so they stoned me in. And I ran inside, I set the dungeon, I ran inside, set it to raid. Ran inside, I was like, why do we still have all this trash here? Shouldn't all this trash be gone? And everybody's like, oh no, you got to take the trash out again. I was like, oh, all right. And I don't know who it was, but goes, this is normal.
At least it
Oh.
wasn't mythic.
Right. I didn't change the raid difficulty. I didn't even think about that. It's been a long time, you know. So I was just telling everybody that, well, sorry, the secretary's not here. She hates it when I call her the secretary.
Oh, I know. I kept jumping over that channel and telling her things like that.
Oh, you were? Oh, how nice of you.
Uh-huh. I am here for you, Stafford.
Right. All right, so after a week of not doing Argus, I want to hear about predictions for next week's Argus. Dizzy, what do you think?
I have doubts. I think it's getting really late in the expansion and people are turning off, so I honestly don't think we'll get it down again.
Well, I do know we're missing some key players, so yeah, I can see that. Tap hasn't been with us in, what, 2 weeks now?
I mean, I hope we get it, but I have doubts.
And that's hurting our raid team. But, you know, it's summer. I get it. You know. All right.
That and the pre-patch just hit the PTR, so it's coming.
Yeah. That it is. So, Lorelei, what do you think? What's your prediction?
Yeah, I'm kind of going with Dizzy that I'm worried that we're not going to get it. I'd like to get it Friday because I won't be here Saturday, and I'm like, if y'all get it down on Saturday and I'm not there again, I'm going to cry.
A crying warrior, fury arms
Ryan,
warrior.
I will be in a fury. I will have to do fury again.
Epistle?
Yeah, I've been wondering. I think there is definitely a lack of or a loss of momentum. So we're not having a sense of we're gearing up, we're getting a little better, we are refining our work. Now, but on the other hand, we've had some people who haven't been in with us as much that are going, and they're learning the fights and getting a little better. So I think it really comes down to how many errors we make. So if we get people in who are not making mistakes, and getting good practice and getting good at it, I don't think it's going to be about how the strength of DPS or healing throughput. I think we have enough skilled people to do it. It's just we need the people who are rustier / new to the fight / needing more work to really pick up their game. And so if they can, then we'll do it. So I mean, it's putting a little pressure on, some of the lower DPS and some of the people who haven't done nearly as much raiding. But I think that's the thing right now. That's what it's coming down to. We have a larger amount of inexperience in our raid that if it picks up, we'll be successful.
Okay. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with that because, like, every week I've been looking at, like, the damage meters, and our DPS is there. It's just a matter of the mistakes.
Yep.
Like, even our lowest DPS is more than enough to be doing for the fight, so.
Okay. Ant, what do you think?
So as I was saying, that I am both with like Epistle and Dizzy. I think that people are kind of getting tired, but at the same time, I think that if people can do the mechanics and just kind of follow the fight, especially our inexperienced ones, and just learn from their mistakes, because I guess like it seems to me as if people aren't really, making the mistakes, but they're making them more than once. So it's really causing the raid to kind of do it. But I think that if we can do that, I think that we can get them down. I think that we can get them down any week, but we just have to be able to, keep it going.
Yeah, it's definitely a non-forgiving fight. You can make a couple of mistakes, but not big ones. Running, people say, oh, there's what are those little swirly dudes and they always go in the tree?
The Shah?
Shaws, yeah. You know, we say a lot of times, oh, there's a Shaw in a tree, don't go in, and invariably, bang, you know, somebody runs in. It's like, are we not listening, or are we not? I know we're on Discord, because that's one of the things that Mommy does, is make sure, she always tells me, you know, okay, we got everybody in Discord. So, because that's one of the things that's required, to be able to at least hear us.
You know, I think that's one of the things too, is that we've had a lot of inconsistencies in our raid team too, with not the same core people, or
Yes.
people, you know, having to leave, or, you know, not coming into like halfway through the fight or something like that. And I think it's kind of throwing the groove off, because, you know, we talked about Tap. She wasn't there for, you know, hasn't been there for 2 weeks. And last week, you know, when we were on Argus the entire time. So in her coming in, it helped, but it was like a little bit too late.
Welcome to this raid group. That's the way it's been for years, right, Lorelai?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a core group of players. We really do, you know. But we get players that come in and out. They'll be with us for a while, then they disappear. Then they come back like a year later. You know, it's just it's really kind of an odd raid group, but I don't know. I've always liked that, because we pick right up where we left off. You know, when they come back in, it's like, oh, hey, how's it going? You know, there's no real disconnect between us. So
Yeah, and when there's a new expansion, of course, new content, people are in this, a lot more energy. But then there's a whole bunch of inexperience. We're all new to a fight, and we start getting to it, and eventually we get it, but it's one of those things of momentum. I think this is a rare situation where, or an unusual one for us anyways, in that there's no new content. There is a desire to get Argus down a few more times, I think, but that requires us to play at our top form. Just when we're hitting this kind of inconsistency, people taking a break or holiday or a game break for a while, so we're in kind of an odd pickle at the moment.
yeah, yep. So yeah, and speaking of pickles, I hear the music. I hear it's time for Lorelai's Pet Battle Minute.
Hey, pet battlers. Nothing new from the beta this week, so I'm going to steal an idea from Neal, one of our guild members. He's been working on the Family Familiar Achievement, and he let me know about an add-on that he likes. It's called Check Pet WQ, and you can download it from the Twitch site. The add-on will notify you about Pet Battle World Quests when one is required, for the battle on the Broken Isles is up that you haven't done yet, or a Family Familiar Tamer is up that you need, or there's no Family Familiar Tamers up, or that your current team type has already been done for the targeted tamer, and your current team isn't a single type for a targeted tamer. Not exactly sure what that one means, but it lets you know a lot of things. So I think when I start working on that, I may give that add-on a try. I just finished doing my rating with Leash's, oh God, I can't say that word, Leash's Lich King achievement today. And a big thank you to Hazel over at Hazelnutty Games for her 2-pet strategy. After collecting all the pets, you'll receive a celestial invitation. Head out to Ulduar, outside, not inside, and you'll meet Observer Algalon. Battle his team of celestial pets, and when you defeat him, you'll get the extra cute celestial bunny Stardust. This is a pretty easy fight. Equip a Power Zandalari Ankle Render, an Emerald Proto Drake Whelp, and as an extra, an Emerald Whelpling. And it's a real easy pattern to follow. Start with your Ankle Render, do Black Claw, Hunting Party, Leap if possible. Don't worry, you might die, that's okay. Bring your Proto Whelp in, finish off with Breath, and then go right in to Emerald Dream, followed by Ancient Blessing, and 2 breaths. Always use Dream and Blessing on cooldown, always. And you will get down the second pet. And when the third pet comes in, continue using the Dream Blessing on cooldown and fill in with Breath. You won't be able to kill the third pet, but that's all right. He casts Apocalypse, so just keep yourself alive for 15 rounds and he'll kill himself. Easy peasy. And that's my minute for today.
And to be honest, I have no idea what it had to do with pickles. So Anyway.
I know, but okay.
I was
go with
wondering
it.
about pickles too. Yeah.
And next
Maybe
up,
they'll be a pet.
Right, yeah, Pickles the pet.
Pickle pet.
Fafford's new pet, Pickles. And next up we have...
Want to sell my blue axe? It's got a sweet glow. Only 10G. It's not real geek, but OMFG, what's this? Some Russians are spamming the trade channel, ban them.
Dizzy's unleashing the inner goblin. Transmog farming. Last week, I talked about the random stuff that can be picked up in the world and in dungeons. Today, I will speak of what I consider the more lucrative form of transmog farming, crafting. I am in two markets myself, leather crafting and glyphs. Between these two professions, I make enough for 3 tokens every month before any other form of gold making. The method is simple. Craft 1 of every recipe that you can and auction them. Rinse and repeat every day. The true money making here isn't in the recipes that you can learn from a trainer. It is from those hidden recipes that one learns in dungeon drops, hidden vendors, and from rep vendors. Take glyphs. I have 2 of every glyph that I can make posted at all times. One of my main competitors does the same thing and undercuts me left and right, but this is okay. He or she only has the trainer recipes, and those are usually valued below 50 gold, whereas I have a bunch of the harder to obtain glyphs that are valued from between 5 and 10,000 gold apiece. It costs me less than 2 gold to post every glyph that I make, so if only one of my glyphs sells, even a cheap one, I'm turning a profit. The other key to this kind of transmog work is to farm your own materials. I know it's tedious, but it then allows all of your efforts to be pure profit. Plus, some of the rarer materials are worth a good bit in and of themselves, as no one wants to do the farming. So if you get a few extra, you can sell them for gold. To find the rare recipes, I use the Acree recipe list add-on and Wowhead to find out where to get them. So go out there and get those recipes that you don't have and keep getting that gold.
Awesome. Next up we have...
What's wrong with tanking? What's wrong with tanking? What's wrong with tanking in a dress? What's wrong with tanking? What's wrong with tanking? What's wrong with tanking in a dress?
This week's Come At Me at Tanking Minute, kicking boss and taking notes. We're at the stage now where we're starting to look forward to new content and less thinking about older content, which we're kind of getting familiar and maybe in some cases over familiar with. So I'm thinking about and reflecting, what is it that I've been learning about raiding and about how to manage bosses. My conclusion is that I'm going to be taking, going forward, some personal notes. It's always useful to have good resources, and I've relied on those quite heavily over the last few months and really the last year of content. And so what I've done is I've gone to sites, for example, Wowhead has been really good for giving you a breakdown of boss fights. I've used Icy Veins from time to time. It's great to have those resources, but if you're in the middle of a fight, you're getting to the next boss, you don't want to necessarily be going out and reviewing the fight, remembering some of those main details from a source like that when you want to be ready to go right away. So I'm going to be creating a little mini cheat sheet. I know other people have done this sort of thing. It's just not something I've gotten into as a tank. And so what I want to do is create a cheat sheet that's not so much about the fight in general, but really more about tanking in particular. So something like a mini map of the room, a bit of a layout, a sense of where we're going to be tanking the boss, how we respond to different mechanics. However, there are some things that I learned really easily, some things that are kind of almost cliche from tanking, like tank swap or being prepared to use large mitigation on a specific technique. Those sorts of things, if they're going to be automatic, I won't bother with writing them down. Nope, I'll be writing down the must-dos, the essential things that I might otherwise forget or things I might not be looking for until I get more of a flow and a sense of how that fight works. Now, all that being said, the usefulness of this is really going to only be on the front end of new raids when we get to them. One of the reasons for this is it's just way easier to coordinate 2 people, the tanks. And also, if the tanks don't get it right, you pretty much don't have a great raid going on, so people all die and it goes horribly. So you're kind of exposed, and people see you right away, and you need to have that dance done. You have to have a learning curve, really, I think, before anybody else to know how you're going to handle the situations. And so this part's usually perfected first, and over time the raid kind of catches up. So this is one of those things that I'm going to get, have notes for the front end, first few months, just to help with that learning curve, to help make sure that the tanks are ready to have the bosses to come at them right away. And that's this week's Come At Me a Tanking Minute.
Awesome. And next up,
Sometimes it's hard to play my monk in raids. I'll go ahead and play her anyway. Forget the trees and grow a pair of fists. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard out here for a mist. For a mist. It's hard out here.
This week, Ant's missing into healing. Have you ever wondered what a healer goes through in the Argus fight? Well, there's your chance to find out, especially that we're going to attempt them this week. In Phase 1, this is probably the easiest phase for the healers. Everyone is stacked up, the druids can use their efflorescence, and the other healers can use their AoE heals. It's just a matter of keeping everybody topped off. This is all your own survivability. Healers can't save you from the soul blight, so we don't even try. I know it's harsh, but it's true. Phase 2. This phase can be hard as long as we maintain everyone at full health, especially the ones who get burst. This phase is simple as long as people do the mechanics. Phase 3, this is where things start to get interesting. The healers are relying on the cosmic beacons being interrupted. If they do this, the phase is actually simple and very easy, but if one of the cosmic beacons gets out and does not get interrupted, then it's a healing nightmare. Tanks will take a lot of damage from the ones with the swords, and then the beacons will almost one-shot anyone who gets hit. The healers will have to be on the top of their game. Phase 4, I call this the don't hold back and get everything you got phase. A lot of damage is going out and there's no room for error. Just keep healing. You will probably die and run out of mana, but it's do or die. The one thing I recommend is saving your personal cooldowns for once the tree is down to help save yourself. I know this doesn't go into great detail, but if you really think about it, healers tend to react on the fly. It's all about playstyle and how you play your character. Just don't go and don't die.
and next up, it's WFN News, Warcraft Stafford News. The Neither Disruptor is up next at the Broken Shores with Fate Smiles Upon You and Epic Hunter. The weekly event on the Broken Isles this week is Cataclysm Time Walking Dungeon Event. Yay, go back to Cataclysm. Yay, the big dragon. WoW tokens 203, so they dropped another 1,000 this week. They're still up there, but it's doable. If you don't have enough money, just Dizzy takes out loans. Charges points though.
Can't afford it.
Midsummer Fire Festival starts Thursday.
Yay!
It's another one of those 2-week runs that you get to try to juggle fire sticks and yeah.
So, I was going to look that up for you.
Yeah, you were gonna tell
I will
us,
look
yeah.
that up right now.
So that's the only part I've never gotten past. So
Oh, there's an add-on for that.
right. That's what
For the
Lorelei
juggling.
said.
That's how I got it.
Yeah, I still haven't got it. So I gave up on Midsummers years ago because I was like,
I
I'm
think
not
that
doing
was the last one I had to do for what a long strange trip it's been.
Oh, yeah. I haven't gotten that one. So
You know what? It's an add-on that's easy to remember. It's called Juggler.
Juggler. All right.
Juggler.
I'll have to try it out. So there you go. For everybody who hasn't gotten past that, go out and get the add-on Juggler. How does it make it really easy, or do you still gotta do?
If I remember right, it puts a circle on the ground beneath where the torch is, so you have
Yeah.
to run to follow the circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it also, I remember there being like a darker color on the ground so you could see where it was going to land too. Almost
Yeah.
like a shadow.
Okay.
But it really helped.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
there any-
I got it. Yeah. I was finally able to do it with that.
Isn't there a couple of different spots to do this at, like Stormwind and then outside
I
of
think it's
Goldshire.
all the major
Yeah,
cities. you can do the
Stormwind
juggling.
is a little harder because it's smaller. So Ironforge might be a better place to do it.
Okay.
You know what?
There you go.
It's coming back to me what you had to do for that one, and now I remember how much I hated that quest.
Right. That's what I'm
And
saying.
these are
That's
all the reasons why I
It
don't
was
do holidays
painful.
anymore.
Took me about 2 years to get it, and
Yeah.
that's the second year was when I found the add-on.
Yeah, it took me 2 years to get it as well.
I don't mind these little mini events, but when they make them tough like that,
Although I think the Children's Week PvP stuff was even harder.
Yeah, that still eludes me. That's all I've got left to do.
Yeah, I don't like PvP, but we all know that. So yeah, I guess that's good. We're going to call that an episode right there. So thanks everybody for coming. Thanks all of our fans for listening. Please let all your friends know that we have a podcast. If they enjoy us talking, and we enjoy talking. So thanks everybody for coming. We'll see you all next week.
See ya.
See you.
Bye.
Missed you later.
That was good. I see what you did there. So anyway, I forgot to thank Charm for all of her beautiful music, and BenSound and Vincent Moretto. So there you go. We did all that too.
I kissed an orc and I liked it. The taste of his Bulgur chapstick. I kissed an orc just to try it. I hope my ally friends don't mind it. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean I'm in love tonight.
You know, this means he's probably been trying to, cut in and comment for the last 10 minutes, and we haven't heard him because he's not at a mic.
So I wrote down on the air log,
User entered your channel.
36 minutes, dead ant.
Dead ant.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yay!
we can.
Yes, we can.
Hey, nothing like the reboot.